I'm showing you $5,000 grants and only $5,000 grants that you can apply for in this video just for you. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde, and welcome to the #1 community for real estate income grants and credit. So if you'd like to know what these new $5,000 grants are, make sure you watch the video to the end and leave a comment below if you need help with anything. Grants are moving strong across the country right now. From state to state, money's been given out. So these are new $5,000 grants that you can apply for now. Number 1, Kalamazoo, Michigan. The Kalamazoo Micro Enterprise Grants, $5,000 in grants. So these are immediate grants, with the money being sent in 3 weeks. So this is the 3rd year for the KMEG grant, which started in May of 2020. And the goal for this grant and the entire program is to keep businesses going, keep their doors open, limiting their default rate to between 1% and 2%. So we've been covering this grant since they started in May of 2020, and we actually have details of this grant and their entire program in our resource area. So the grants are being administered by the United Way of South Central Michigan, and they actually plan to award 60 grants in the spring and 60 grants in the fall. And this is one of the reasons why I always stress it's very important for you to actually be connected with grant sources like these that have multiple rounds. You need to be on their radar, because even if you don't get the grants in the spring, you actually can set yourself up to get the grants in the fall. It's always good because remember, with grants, you're always building relationships. Specifically the way that we teach you to be able to get grants consistently as a lifestyle and as a part of your business income stream. So in total, it looks like they're targeting 120 businesses, giving out no less than $600,000. Now this is an increase because in 2020, they gave out 100 grants to 100 businesses for around $500,000. Now to be eligible for this grant, your business must be located in Kalamazoo. You also must have less than 10 employees. You also must have been in business for over a year. You also must have less than $1 million in revenue. And finally, your business must not have received KMEG support in 2021. So they're highly encouraging those who are underserved to be able to apply for this grant. Minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, veterans, they want you to actually apply for this grant because those are the people that they're targeting to receive these $5,000 grants. So the deadline to apply for this grant is May 13th, and the recipient will be chosen in June, and the funds dispersed in June. So you can get more information and apply for this grant by going directly to the website at changethestory.org/micro-enterprise-grants. Another great website to check out for grants and recoverable grants if you're in Michigan is lisc.org. Number 2, St. Louis, Missouri, $5,000 in grants. So the city of St. Louis is launching a new grant program, and this program will be administered through the Community Development Administration. Now these are ARPA funds, $5,000 in grants that will be given out on a first-come, first-served basis. So currently, the target is 900 businesses, and these grants can actually be used for operational expenses such as rent, mortgage, utilities, payroll, etc. And the goal is to keep these businesses open and operational. And to qualify, your business must be located in St. Louis. You also must have less than 25 employees. You also must be able to demonstrate economic pandemic hardship. And you also must be current on your taxes. This is very important, as I've shared. A lot of municipalities and a lot of counties and also administrations are looking at taxes right now, and they're disapproving some businesses that are behind on taxes. And the documents you'll need to provide and submit along with your grant application would be a signed W-9 form, a copy of your business license, a CBI form from the tax collector's office, and also either a bank statement or an income statement showing a reduction in revenue from 2019 to 2021. So also, you can actually get their list of eligibility criteria by going directly to their website at stlouis-mo.gov. So the application process for this grant opened on April 14th, so you still have time. It was just a few days ago that the grant opened up and was launched. So you can actually apply for this grant by going directly to their website and starting the process, and also going through the eligibility criteria, because I do know that banks are not allowed to apply for this grant, lawyers are not allowed to apply for the grant, agents are not allowed to apply for the grant. So you just want to make sure that you're not on that checklist, and you can go for applying for this grant and try to get this $5,000 grant immediately. Number 3, Greene County, Missouri. Upcoming grants for small businesses. So Greene County, Missouri is receiving $56.9 million in ARPA funds, and the Greene County Commission is allocating $8 million in grants for small businesses. So they're planning over the next 2 years to disperse these funds in cycles. And this is a great source for you to actually tap into to be able to receive some of the grant monies that's coming in for small businesses in this specific location. For the next 2 years, they'll be giving out $2 million per cycle. And the applications open on April 20th, and the first round of funding is May 31st. So to be eligible and to apply for this grant, your business must provide a report of your plan to utilize the funds. In addition to that, you must be enrolled in E-Verify. Now, I think I've mentioned E-Verify here on my channel previously, but E-Verify is a web-based platform that allows employers to validate the eligibility of their employees. And in some locations around the country, grant sources want your business to be enrolled in E-Verify. Another eligibility criteria is that your business must have been in Greene County since March of 2020. And finally, your business must be able to demonstrate pandemic-related loss. Now, the uses of the funds and what you can actually use the money for, the money can actually be used for revenue loss mitigation, meaning that for operational expenses, you can use the money for rent, mortgage, utilities, and also things such as payroll. Those things that are really going to affect your business operating, continue to kind of move forward and keep your doors open. You can't use the money for personal expenses and to pay off personal loans. Now, one important thing about this particular grant is that the county must spend all this money by December 31st of 2024. Now, to apply for this grant, you can go directly to their website at greencountymo.gov and click on the ARPA Small Business Application to be able to get started. And they also have a workshop class that they're holding on April 27th to be able to help you prepare to be able to apply for the grant, where you can ask questions and dialogue as to your eligibility and what you need to be able to apply for this grant. So you can actually join that workshop by going to gotomeet.me/GC Commission Office. Now, this is a bonus one that I couldn't leave off. Chatham County, Georgia, $25,000 in grants. So Chatham County, Georgia just recently announced a new small business grant program to be able to reimburse small businesses for pandemic-related losses. Now, $25,000 goes a long way for some of these businesses, which have had to lay off employees, cut back hours, and are on the brink of bankruptcy. Now, these are ARPA funds administered through Chatham for a total of about $1.5 million in grants for these small businesses. So to be eligible and to apply for these grants, number one, your business must be located within Chatham. Number two, you must have less than 100 employees. Number three, your business must be current on taxes. And number four, you must be able to demonstrate pandemic-related loss. That's what the whole premise of this grant is. This is a reimbursable grant to reimburse you for pandemic-related losses that you've incurred since the pandemic started. So the application process opened for this grant on April 1st, and you can get more information and apply for this grant by going directly to their website at chathamcountyga.gov/ourcounty/ARPA. And as you can see on the screen, the process of elimination from those who've actually applied for grants and those who receive grants. And with all the grants flowing around the country, from startup grants to enterprise grants to recoverable grants to reimbursable grants, your business needs to be in position to be able to receive grants on an ongoing basis. You want to make sure that you're just not one of those who've actually applied for grants, but you're actually receiving grants. And that all has to do with your business being properly set up and knowing how to strategically go after grants. So we'd like to show you how to actually properly set up your business to get grants on an ongoing basis. So I'd like to invite you to join us for our Grants Masterclass, where we actually pull back the veil and we actually teach you how to be strategically in getting grants on a consistent basis. It's not enough to know about the grant. It's not enough to just apply for grants. You're going to be frustrated because you need to be properly positioned in order to be able to receive grants consistently in the private sector. There's a way that things work in the private sector, and you need to know how to navigate that. So you can actually start our Grants Masterclass by going to my website at AskRinde.com, clicking on Grants, and getting started today. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.